Elijah Howell is a 4-year-old protagonist reminiscent of the famous film The Sixth Sense, because of the alleged paranormal powers. For example, they allowed him to predict spontaneous abortion of her mother. Do children have a special connection with the supernatural? Many researchers believe that children, from the youngest age and adolescence, are more likely to experience paranormal phenomena, as they have not yet developed prejudices that many adults have against the non-scientific ideas. As we have said on other occasions, perhaps this connection is because they have not yet created their own filters, feelings and experiences that most of society considers irrational and abnormal. Or it could be that young minds are, for whatever reason, physically more receptive to phenomena such as ghosts, near-death experience, the memory of past lives and premonitions. Elijah, the child, who communicates with the beyond. Elijah Howell, 4 years old, lives with her parents Heather and Greg Howell in Naples, Florida. They claim that their child has psychic abilities that allowed him to predict the miscarriage of her mother, and she had twins. The media called the true Elijah Colser in the movie The Sixth Sense. Heather and Greg Howell explained to the media that they noticed unusual behavior in Elijah from an early age, began talking at 10 months, had conversations with his deceased grandparents, and had the ability to see the future. Many people may think it's just the appreciation of parents, but a psychic expert confirmed his supernatural abilities. An example of its capabilities beyond the rational is the case happened with his mother Heather, 40. When I was pregnant, Elijah said, "Mommy, your baby is going to go with God." And I said, "Do not say that, Elijah, do not say things like that, because it really scared me." A couple of days later had an abortion, and he kept stroking and saying that would be fine. Some time later told me, "Do not worry, Mom, you're going to have 2 babies and 2 children are," and the first thing I thought was that I just wanted brothers. Months later the doctors confirmed that we were having twins, and they were kids. Howell Elijah, the child of 4 years with the ability to communicate with spirits and see the future. Elijah Howell without another thought. Heather and Greg called psychic expert Denise Lescano to determine if Elijah had the ability to see spirits and predict the future. During his visit to the family, Denise communicated with the dead grandparents Heather to really know if he had that capacity. Denise discovered that Heather's mother, now deceased, grandmother of Elijah, was the one who gave the message about the miscarriage and birth of twins. Denise explained, "Elijah shows all the signs of being a very gifted with the ability to connect with the spiritual world. The child. He has a very strong feeling of having lived before and speaks of past lives normally." Heather, Denise and Greg taught how to manage your child's interactions with the spiritual world. Heather told the media, "I feel much calmer now. After the visit of Denise, she has taught us everything we needed. From now on we will be alert to the development of the gifts of Elijah," and they do not have enough words of thanks to Denise, who also shared his gift with us. Elijah communicate with spirits, the child of 4 years with the ability to communicate with spirits and see the future. Denise Lescano has recognized the psychic ability to Elijah, who also says that it is very important that parents are believers and sympathetic to children who have these gifts. Denise is a renowned psychic who has spent years helping the police solve crimes and missing persons cases. But what has really made Denise is to be sympathetic to the little Elijah, as it is known that many children born with this unusual ability, but by spiritual dimateries failure by parents, joined a society that increasingly we more forces to stop having these beliefs over the years just disappearing from our own being. The Howells called a psychic expert, Denise Lescano, who has spent years helping the police solve crimes with his psychic ability, and confirmed the supernatural abilities of Elijah. The medium ensures that came into contact with grandparents' dead child and found that, indeed, the grandmother was the one who gave Elijah the message about the spontaneous abortion of her mother and the birth of the twins. Elijah shows all the signs of being a very gifted with the ability to connect with the spirit world child, said Lescano at the end of his visit.